the time, and we say, okay, we need to increase it. We're on track. We're not. This is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you, and that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday, and what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million, and they're different, right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws, so different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies, and then you step up into different things.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. It is your girl Sarah right here on Relaks Radio, and I am super excited to be here because we're talking about very important and very relevant issues here in the United Kingdom. All right, so make sure to stay tuned for more information. Make sure to stay tuned to find out more as well. And if you want to get in touch with us and share your thoughts and opinions with us, please feel free to go ahead and do that, because obviously all you need to do is just text me or call me on 078-52473473 and share your thoughts and opinions with me. All right. And also, while you're at it, something else that you can actually do is to go like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, because that way you can actually make sure that you're always informed and updated about everything that is happening in the world. Okay. And before we do that, I want to very quickly tell you that our app 2 is available for download completely free of charge on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store as well. So feel free to actually go ahead and get that, because it's available on both those platforms entirely for your convenience. Okay, so please do go ahead and get our app, follow us on our socials, and get in touch with us to share your thoughts and opinions with us. Okay, and now let's actually head into our conversation, because I specifically rather want to talk about whether the United Kingdom has done enough to help Afghans. All right. Now, the reason I want to have this conversation, obviously, is because the United Kingdom has in fact played an active role in Afghanistan. All right, we were there for 20 years. There were translators, interpreters who helped us, and other people who even advised us there in Afghanistan. All right, so I feel like we essentially have a duty towards a lot of these people, because they've helped us. They are the ones that have been able to provide us with information, to provide us with understanding of what is happening in Afghanistan. All right, so that is why I feel like of course we do have a duty towards these people, and we need to make sure that we save as many people as we can. But the truth is, it's kind of too late at this point of time, because the UK military has already left Afghanistan, and the Taliban have actually stated, look, what, after this troops actually withdraw from Afghanistan, people aren't going to be allowed to leave the airport. All right, so that is in fact one of the biggest problems that are there as well. Okay, so let's very quickly talk about how Britain actually finally ended its 20-year Afghan campaign. All right, so the final UK flight that actually carried troops and diplomatic personnel have actually left the Kabul airport, bringing an end to Britain's 20-year campaign in Afghanistan. All right, and obviously the last evacuation flight was on Saturday, and about 14,000 people were in fact airlifted out of Afghanistan by British forces in less than 2 weeks. Okay, now this was in fact confirmed by the Ministry of Defense, and our Prime Minister Boris Johnson actually stated, look, what, now is in fact a time to reflect on the United Kingdom's mission in Afghanistan. All right, basically what the United Kingdom has sacrificed, and basically what we have also achieved in those 20 years, and why we are going to now try and try and find a way to actually help all of these people that have been left behind. All right. And while keeping that in mind, we also need to talk about how the United Kingdom, or our foreign office rather, has ignored frantic pleas, or allegedly ignored frantic pleas to help Afghans. Right now, thousands of emails to the foreign office from MPs and charities that have detailed urgent cases of Afghans trying to escape from Kabul have actually not been read. Okay, now this also includes cases that have been flagged by government ministers. Okay, so the UK's evacuation concluded on Saturday night with the departure of Britain's final military and diplomatic personnel, and this actually brought, like I said, earlier as well, a sudden end to that 20-year deployment. Right now, earlier we stated how more than 15,000 people have been taken out of the country. However, amid all of these, there have been accusations of government incompetence over the elements of the evacuation effort, and there has actually been evidence that an official email address that was used to sort of collate these potential Afghan cases from MPs and others regularly contained 5,100 emails throughout the week. Okay, now that is what I feel like I need to tell you guys as well. Okay, now obviously in terms of incompetence of the British government, obviously Dominic Raab has been getting a lot of backlash for sort of holidaying while everyone else in Afghanistan was frantically trying to flee the country as soon as they could. And we basically had Dominic Raab in Crete, and he was like enjoying himself, right? And because he had left all of the work to this junior minister, essentially what happened was that call that could have made within the day actually got delayed by one day. And obviously the United Kingdom government actually lost a lot of time in saving all of these people. All right, so this is in fact one of the biggest issues as well. Now, the reason I asked if the United Kingdom has done enough to help all of these Afghans essentially is because, like I said, we owe some of these Afghans because they have helped us with translation, they have helped us with understanding, and they've also helped us to stay informed and updated about all of these things that have been happening in Afghanistan for the past 20 years. All right, so that is why I feel like we haven't done enough. We definitely need to do more, and our government definitely needs to come up with a plan as soon as they can for all of these people that have been left behind and whose lives are at risk. All right, so make sure you stay tuned because we're going to be heading into a small break right now, and after that we will be back to discuss this further. But obviously until then, make sure you stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to the show. It is your girl Sarah right here on Relax Radio. Now you're tuned into the sunrise, and I'm here to keep you company all the way until 9 a.m. But obviously, we're coming very, very close to the final few minutes of this hour. But don't worry, because I'm here to keep you company all the way until 9 a.m. and I still have so much more to share with you. So make sure to stay tuned and make sure to be a part of the show because I would love to hear everything that you have to say. All right, and now let's actually head into our conversation because we're going to be talking about how the coronavirus or how coronavirus cases right now are in fact 26 times higher than what it used to be last year. All right, so please feel free to actually get in touch with me and text me or call me on 078 to share your thoughts and share your opinions because I would love to hear everything that you have to say. All right, and now let's actually head into our conversation because we need to talk about how coronavirus cases in England are in fact 26 times higher than last year. All right. Now, this is actually according to the Office for National Statistics because they have basically showed and said that right now the cases that we have right now are in fact 26 times higher than last year, right? So scientists have actually described the figures as sobering, and they've also stated that the reopening of schools in England this week is in fact likely to trigger further rises in COVID cases, right? And obviously more to follow. There will be more to follow as well when students return to universities, and they're going to be having freshers parties and whatnot, and I will be talking about that in detail as well. So make sure to stay tuned for that because a fresh wave of infections could in turn actually lead to new social restrictions being imposed during winter. All right, now winter is approaching as well, and obviously along with that, we know that winter season is in fact flu season. So there have been there have obviously what scientists are predicting right now is that along with flu season, there will be new restrictions, new restrictions essentially to make sure that the to make sure that COVID-19 doesn't spread any more than it already has. Right now, there's also pressure that is mounting on the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunization to essentially approve this whole booster jabs for vulnerable people, and also to let children between the ages of 12 to 15 get vaccinated in an attempt to essentially make sure that everyone or majority of the population is in fact vaccinated. All right, so make sure to stay tuned because you can find out more about all of this in a little bit because I will be back